accountability team, hey, what are we going to do here? And what are you going to back me doing? It's not about the sheriff, it's about the people.
Thank you, Mark French. Okay, Lanny Hensley.
I've spent 27 years in law enforcement in rural communities, some a lot more rural than this. So I understand the challenges and the dynamics that go with doing the job here. There's things people don't think about. Scheduling. You can come up with a perfect schedule for perfect coverage, and as soon as you factor sick time, vacation time, or training into it, that schedule looks like Swiss cheese. And all of a sudden you had maybe 2 or 3 deputies covering a shift, and now you have 1 for the whole county. Those are challenges that you have to be able to respond to. Those are challenges that the sheriff has to be able to jump in alongside his people and fill those gaps when needed, but not do their jobs for them. The distance is a huge thing. The lack of resources we have, sometimes that's a challenge. We don't have the ability to train in-house like bigger agencies do with their kind of a budget. So we have to make do with what we've got there. What I have to offer you is I'm familiar with the budgeting, the operations, the scheduling, the training, the equipment, the records management. I know our people. I've spent 10 years going from one end of Sanders County to the other, talking to folks, working with folks, hearing their concerns. I know our communities, I know our officers. Are there things that need to be fixed? Absolutely there is. But I'm not going to dwell on those. I'm going to fix them and move forward. There's always a learning curve with everything, and what I have to offer you is on day 1, I will be ready to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Lanny. We're going to go to Roy Scott.
So as I said before, I work for the sheriff's office. I can talk to you for hours about the problems that they have, but I don't want to do that. What I want to talk to you about is, do I have the experience a lot of these gentlemen have? No, I don't. But I've been in the trenches, and I know the people out here. I know who's moving the dope. I know where it's coming from. I know where it's going to. I don't know the ones outside, but I have a lot of resources that I work with, which are all local agencies, neighboring agencies. We all work together. Whenever I can get somebody that's going on a drug run and I know about it, I reach out to outside agencies in Idaho, and they actually go to jail instead of getting 1 year probation and slap on the hand here. Then we can go after them for the second time here. I don't want that dope here. I don't want the bad element here. I can't do a lot that these gentlemen can, but I got a lot of people that lean on me. I know you guys don't want to hear this, but I have federal agencies that call me every now and then, and the reason why they do that, and it's kind of interesting, they don't call the sheriff to ask him questions, but they reach out to me. I had an ATF agent the other day called out and said, hey, I got a guy, I'm looking at him, do you think he's a threat? He called me because I know the people. I talk with these people. I just had coffee with the man about a year before. I've known the man since 1993. So they didn't come down here and kick his door in. They sent him a letter. It was nice and simple. He met with them, gave up what he had, and it was over and done with. So I'm a workhorse, and I'm here to work for you people. Thank you.
Thank you, Roy Scott. And next up, Chris Stow.
Thank goodness we don't have corn pop as a local guy here in our community. So there are people here in this audience who know me, who work with me, who come up to support me in some things I'm doing. And everybody knows we can kick in doors and take care of the bad guys, and we've done it. But I want to say something about that. That's about this much of a job of being sheriff. And according to statute, Montana Code annotated 732-2121, you're first, after the Constitution, the first duty of the sheriff is to preserve the peace and use any means possible to do that. And so to be a peace officer, you have to have a pretty broad perspective. I believe a sheriff needs to be diverse and have be able to provide solution, which can only come with years of experience and wisdom. His first duties requirement by law, as I mentioned, to keep our peace. And that requires seasoned individuals that can build teams, create synergy, and be fully engaged with our community. And I've spent the last 7 years doing that. Everywhere from being a school board member, trying to take care of our kids, a Montana Republican delegate, and trying to put good laws on the books for our legislators. As a sheriff, you need to be more than a cop. You need to be a father to children that don't have fathers. You need to provide help to the elderly that don't have family. You need to be a friend to a neighbor who needs a hand. Those are the things that the sheriff needs to do. And representing all of the county and vehemently protecting our children, families, your life, your liberty, and your property. And I want to toe the line to secure the liberties and freedom granted to every American by the Constitution, and solidarity against any threat, foreign domestic, that would infringe on those inalienable rights in the pursuit of happiness. There's a lot of stuff going on in this county, and I know about it, and I'm here to take care of it.
Thank you, Chris Stout. And then last but not least, we have Corey Wielden.
Former supervisor of mine, his name at the time was Sergeant Kevin Evans with the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office. He once told me, when you think you know it all in this job, it's time to quit. And he says, I come to work and learn something new every day. I think I only had a year on the street at the time, and that blew my mind. This guy has the distinction of being the youngest deputy in the history of Montana. And here he is as a sergeant. He ended up retiring about 2 years ago as the undersheriff of Yellowstone County. That had such an impact on me that I remind myself of it daily. Anybody that thinks they know every aspect of this job and they can learn nothing new, they need to find something else to do. I've been doing this job like I said, for 16 years. I have worked hard to get where I'm at and keep myself current and do the best job I can for the community I serve. I just want that opportunity as your sheriff. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Corey. So I think from the questions and the comments that we heard tonight, you can sense the weight that will be on the sheriff's shoulders and is on every man's shoulder who's willing to put his life on the line and be willing to serve in this capacity. So, gentlemen, you've come a long way since the first forum 2 weeks ago. You were very well prepared tonight. I think you all did a great job, and I think we're very fortunate to have you being willing to serve our community. And we hope whatever happens in the election that you'll hang in there, because I think every one of you has potential to do something tremendous in our community. So whatever you're doing now and whatever you do in the future, we wish you all the best, and we thank you very much. Big round of applause for our candidates.